Hey guys, my name is Jacob Fuchs. I was a Missio Dei journeyman for about a year and a half, and I was contacted by one of your leaders, Kyle, who emailed me a few questions about my experience and things about Missio Dei, and I wanted to answer a couple of those questions for you. The first one was, what kind of things do I wish I had done personally different at Missio Dei? And when I think about that question, one thing in particular sticks out to my mind the most, and that is, I wish I would have had made a bigger impact in Macon. And that's not, and I don't mean me personally. What I mean is build relationships with people. Relationships have always been a big thing for me, but I've always been constantly learning and growing and understanding as to what all that means. And I look back and I think, wow, I was in Macon so much time I spent in Macon outside, the Missio Dei classroom, the apartment life, and wherever we were sneaking to get Wi-Fi at the moment. But the truth is, I wish I really would have spent more time with the people in the neighborhoods. I mean, sure, me and Kyle went out and played basketball with the neighborhood kids, and we also, went and snuck Wi-Fi wherever we could, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, whoever had it, Starbucks. And but sometimes when we went out, it was like treating people like a project is what I did myself, or something like a prize I could win. If they won salvation, that's a point on me. It was kind of like Gimli in Lord of the Rings. Oh, I got one, and that's not the right focus, and it wasn't. And I wish I would have spent just more time getting to know people and loving on them and constantly having a real relationship, not just relationship conversation, but really beginning to grow something with an individual. Whether it's one or two, it doesn't have to be a lot, but to share Christ's love is not a one-time thing. It can happen over one period of time, yes, but it's also a thing that continually flourishes and grows within an individual. And I wish I would have spent more time doing that. Sure, we played basketball a couple times with the kids, but I really wanted to speak into their life and be one with them and see them on a constant basis outside of travel. And it wasn't, a lot of focus was on me. And the whole point of Missio Dei is to learn how to love others. It's a school of evangelism. Evangelism is love. It's not just preaching words. It's not traveling. Yes, those are all parts of it and can be. But evangelism is sharing Christ's love with people. And we did that outside and traveling, absolutely. But when you learn to do it in your hometown, it's very difficult, but it's so worth it. It's absolutely so worth it. Another question that I got from Kyle was, let's see, what did I learn the most about out of Missio Dei? What did I learn how to do the most? And I know Pastor Bruce pushes on this, so hold on to it when he does. It is all about that quiet time. It is all about that personal time with God. And if anything I grabbed from Missio Dei, that was the number one thing. Make sure you have your one-on-one time, your closet time, whatever it is. Lock yourself in a bedroom and play your music as loud as you can, whatever you can do in order to get away and just get with you and God. Because you have an opportunity right now. You have 10 months of opportunity just to soak in every little thing you can and learn to hear God's voice for you. Learn to hear it for you, because if every revelation in your life comes from somebody else's sermon, you're missing out on the special prizes God has set aside for you. I mean, God cares that much about us individually. He wants that individual time. He wants to know us. And if there's anything, I suggest that, and I pray that you get into that closet, get into that place, and just constantly just be best friends with God, because that's all He wants. He wants our love and our friendship and our connection. We are the bride, and that's how Pastor Bruce is like, if you don't get anything, just get this one verse in your heart, because it's a heart change that we need the most. And when we build that relationship and we constantly, fight to have time for us and God, it's the most important thing, and make the most of it. You have 10 months. Take advantage of it. The last thing is, what is life outside the Monsieur Day bubble? And a lot of it really has to do with that last statement I was going after. Life outside Monsieur Day bubble, life isn't always what you say or what you feel it's going to be. Pastor Jessica will tell you guys the same thing. On her heart, Africa was just the main thing. And Africa is what she ran after, and what she wanted, is what she felt God had called her to. And those are wonderful things. But sometimes those things come at a later time, or sometimes they don't come exactly the way that we think they will. And just like life outside for me, Monsieur Day, I wanted to do Chi Alpha ministry. It was really just about college campus ministry for me. So I moved to Knoxville. I ran after that. But also, the time I had to take. What's up, Axel? Guys, this is my puppy, my boy Axel, and well, anyway, where I was going with that, there's so many things that come up in real life, and at Monsieur Day you're kind of guarded from that, and that's not a bad thing. That's just life. You're in school right now. You don't have to, cover as many bills. You don't have house payments, car payments, these jobs and these things. And if what you want to do is full-time missions work, that's great. If you can find the funds to do that, yes. But sometimes life comes at you, and you just get lost in time. And when you get married, things just kind of build up and build up and build up. And that key time, you need to find and seek time out to spend that one-on-one time with God. Because that is just where you don't burn out that way. If you're constantly just running with the Holy Spirit and running with God and constantly having Him constantly pour into you, as much as I keep saying that word constantly, if He's fully pouring into you because you're seeking after Him, that burnout's not going to happen. Sometimes we don't get that quiet time with God, and we're using all of our energy because God's not able to pour into us because we're just not running after that. And we use up our energy, and that's called burning out. But God doesn't burn out, and if He's giving us His energy, we're going to keep going. So if there's anything outside the Monsieur Day bubble, one of the most important things is your quiet time. Make sure you do not lose sight of that. A second thing is, outside the Monsieur Day bubble, a lot of the times our mission trips were church people. And not all of them. I'm not saying everything at all. But a lot of it, 7 projects, things like this. A lot of the students there have a church background. A lot of the youth conventions and youth rivals. Yes, kids are getting saved at the altar, and those things are life-rocking, amazing, God-awesome things. But people outside the Monsieur Day bubble aren't always churched, and it's about the world that we got to reach. God, ate with the sinners and and just went to the rough places, the places that church people go, man, you should just not go there. And life outside Monsieur Day, the people at my office where I work at, some of these people just aren't churched, and they're not as receptive. And the thing is to learn to love them and learn to understand them. You can't expect unchurched people to be churched. And we got to love people for their flaws, because we're all flawed. We all have flaws. The only thing we're saved by is grace, not our own works at all. And learn to love on those people, and learn to just be a light. Even if you can't say words at a certain time, let's say it's an office place, people just know by the way we live, and they will ask you. Just know that, also while you're there, the first thing is make relationships with people in Macon, because that's practice. It's practice for reaching the unchurched. It's practice for reaching those who've never set their foot into a building, or people who have never had a Christian family or any type of Christian background. And we've got to learn to love and build relationships, because this day and age, things are picking up. Things are so much different. And we've got to learn to love on the world, whether it be, alcoholics, people who are going out partying, clubbing, today's this and age, homosexuality, transsexuals, things like that. We've got to love on those people. Those are God's children, and we're the bride of Christ, and we need to look like Him. We can't push them away because they're different, or they're not like us, or it's uncomfortable. Those are the people we need to draw to, those that we need to love on, because they're so... That's really what it all is acceptance. And if they know that we accept them and that we love on them regardless, we're being Christ. And through that, change is just amazing, the amount of change you'll see. So I want to encourage you guys, one of the best things to do is take in as much God time as you can. Second of all, build relationships and love on people in your community. And be prepared, because outside, it's not as receptive. It's not. But it's amazing. And the journey only gets better. The journey only gets better. So go this year everything you got. And I'm really proud of you guys I've heard amazing things. I've talked to Kyle and other people from time to time, and I'm really proud of you guys. And so keep pushing. You know, I know it's the new year and it's the end of the next semester, but you're going to do it. Keep fighting, and you got great leaders there, those who will constantly pour into you. And so I wish you guys luck on your journey, and I salute you, the new journeymen. And congratulations on the awesome things that you guys have seen. God is great, and I'm really pumped up for you guys, and more students are going to be here to come. And take some time and pray whatever God's sending you to after this, whether it be another year or whether it be just whatever God sends you into. But you guys have a good one, and God bless.